Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. It's an honor to have you here today as our esteemed guest. You have good experience in microfinance and livelihood, so your expertise and your fluency is very important to us. To start our conversation, I would like to first ask first questions. How can microfinance finance initiative be tailored to effectively support sustainable livelihood in the unique socio-economic context of the Eastern Himalaya?
So your first question is on microfinance. Now, although I work in a company which is called or an associate organization of the trust, which is called Center for Microfinance, but we do not have any microfinance. We are in the development sector, working on issues on livelihood, on water, on basically on wash aspects, and on education. So we do not have any microfinance. Though the name suggests so, it was so envisaged when it was created. However, we do not have any microfinance. Okay.
Uh, my question is, what strategy would you recommend to integrate? What are the key challenges and opportunity integrating microfinance with sustainable development model in the region?
Development models where you can increase the livelihood of the community. Basically, once you improve the livelihood, everything else falls in place. So your education falls in place, your wash aspects fall in place. So the primary aim is to increase livelihoods.
Yes, sir. You are focusing on livelihood. So, how the communities are taking benefits or engaging with your initiatives, sir?
For livelihood improvement, we have got various programs, some in Assam, some in Tripura. The Assam programs are basically working towards improvement in oblique horticulture spaces. We also have components of livestock. Now, our major program, which is the Assam State Initiative Livelihood or Climate Smart Agriculture, is in Boko area, and almost 5,000 plus households are being covered in that. So these households are being given, as you are aware, we have a lot of areca nut orchards in Assam. So areca nut is normally planted at 8 feet by 8 feet. So there is a lot of space which is left out in between. So those spaces are being utilized for the farmers to grow extra crops. So we have layering of Assam lemon. We have also interplanting of pineapple. We are trying out banana as well as no, not spinach, turmeric. So which is a cash crop. So black pepper takes 6 years for gestation. So you see, when you plant from there to the fruiting takes 5 to 6 years. So in the meantime, the pineapple starts off from the second year. So they get an additional income, and they do not have to depend on the areca nut income alone, or else earlier days they used to foray into the forest and use forest firewood, etc., for the income. So one side you are building conservation efforts on the forest, and one side you are bringing out livelihood opportunities for the community. Okay, so this is regarding here. Then in Tripura, we have fisheries as a major component, and Tripura, if you understand, has got a lot of water bodies. So those water bodies are being converted into fisheries. Now, earlier, the measure of Tripura fisheries is a term called Kani. Now, Kani means 1/6 of an hectare. So there, in the 1/6 of an hectare, earlier days, people used to harvest 130, 140 kilos of fish. Now, with improved techniques, see, the problem in Tripura is you have the water bodies, but you do not have the feed and the seed. Seed is the small fingerlings of a fish. So we are working towards providing fingerlings as well as trying to set up feed plants there and improve the practices of water management so that the fishery yields increase. In fact, currently the fishery yields are almost touching 280 to 300 kilos per kani. So that is the increase which we are seeing. Okay, so this is how livelihood is coming up in Tripura also. Okay.
So, your initiative is different on based on location. Yes.
Also, we are working on water. Now, as you are aware, the water in most of the areas in Assam is either contaminated by, I'm talking of groundwater initially, by iron or arsenic. So we have put out various iron removal plants in Jorat and Golaghat. So these are working in the tea estates. This is a program called Jalodhari. You must have seen the stall outside. This is a Tata Consumer Products program which is being implemented by me. Also, another program which we have done is under our water quality and water security program, wherein we are putting out these arsenic plants, particularly in Nalbari area. If you see the river Pagladia, on the banks of Pagladia, you are finding a lot of arsenic in the water. So these treatment plants are being put in there, which will serve the community. We have a collaboration with JJM, wherein we are putting in 5 units of iron arsenic removal plants, which are aligned with the JJM schemes. So that work is just going to start. So by March, these 5 units will also be operational. In Tripura, we are doing another program on water security, which is the Spring Shed program. As you must have seen in the earlier presentation, the springs are getting lower and lower discharge. So the community which is dependent on water on springs is not getting enough water. So there are recharge methods being done. So a catchment area of 1.5 hectares is being treated, pits are being made, and the recharge from there occurs when the rainfall comes in. So we have had 70 to 80% increase as of now, but it is too early to say. I would feel, say, in Nagaland or in Mizoram or in Arunachal, when you do a similar program, you will get a double fold. So if it is 2 liters per minute, then it becomes 4 liters per minute. But in Tripura, it will not happen to that extent because the soil geology is different. So because of geological factors, we aim to achieve about 50%, but my target is actually 30%. So we will definitely get more increase, but not to the extent of Nagaland. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable time.
Yeah, in fact, I'll just say one thing about the fellowship program, which I've seen myself in Balipada during my last visit. And I had the opportunity of interacting with a lot of fellows who were there. Also, I had the opportunity of interacting with the designer of the program who was also there. And that was, I think, last year we had gone there when I'd gone to see the Balipada Foundation work there. So that, thank you. It was a good opportunity of learning about your program. And I wish all the fellows a good success. Nothing is impossible unless you try it. So first thing is you must try everything. You may fail, you may succeed. Don't think about that, but try it out at least. So that is my answer. And Assam is a beautiful space. It has been my home for the last 40 years out of my 60 years life. And I think I'm not going back anywhere. I'm here only. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.